Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Mike D with another episode of Black Fathers Now. And I hope everybody is doing their thing, making the most of the time that you have, and literally walking in purpose. Walking in purpose. Walking in purpose. And when you stop and you really think about the concept of walking in purpose, um, sometimes it takes life events or things to really hit you square in the face for you to really understand the value of being on purpose in life in everything that you do. And the recent example that comes to mind is it's the loss of Chadwick Boseman, the brother who played Black Panther, the brother who played Jackie Robinson in 42, the brother who played James Brown, representing my hometown of Augusta, Georgia. You know, the brother who played Thurgood Marshall, the brother who gave a dynamic commencement speech to Howard, his alma mater, in I think it was in 2018. The brother originally from South Carolina, the brother who was making waves in the realm of entertainment, but doing so by playing roles that really inspired us to be the best versions of ourselves. The loss of Chadwick Boseman, 43 years old. And we lost Chadwick Boseman to colon cancer. You know, one of the things that really came to mind for me in thinking about that is just the fact that this brother has dealt with this diagnosis for over 4 years. Nobody in the public sphere knew what was going on, yet he performed at a high level in spite of. He delivered the commencement address to Howard and encouraged the graduates and the future leaders of America to execute, to walk in purpose, to be passionate about life. He did all of that in spite of a diagnosis of colon cancer. And the thing is, we don't know whether or not, it was terminal at the time in which we, heard the commencement speech. We don't know what was going on because that was not public knowledge. But in spite of all of that, the brother executed at a high level. So one of the things that we've come to realize, or one of the things that I've come to realize, is that, putting things out in public is important at times if that helps you to grow, develop, and become the best version of who you are. But sometimes it's just about getting things done. And it's not about a whole lot of conversation and talk about what's going on. Some people talk about it. Some people just act on it and live it. And so when we think about Chadwick Boseman's life and we look at, the legacy that he's going to live through the arts, one of the things that we'll be able to say is that in spite of all of that, this brother didn't allow any negative health situation to detract him or distract him from his ultimate goal of putting out a great product. We need to marinate on that for a second, fellas. Because when I think about the majority of us, and possibly even me included, there's a possibility that I might have become a victim to that particular diagnosis. I might have, felt the need to let the world know what was going on so that if my performance is not up to par, I have an excuse. But the lesson that I take from his experience was he didn't live a life based off of excuses. It was easy for him, it would have been easy for him to put that out front to let everybody know, hey, this is what's going on with me, just in case I don't perform at to my capacity. But the reality is, the brother performed in spite of. To me, that is a glaring example of personal accountability, of not allowing yourself to become a victim of your circumstance, but then to legitimately just walk in purpose. And I think that's a lesson that we all can pull from that, is that, yes, there are times in which we need to speak out. We need to put things out there so that it can help somebody else. But then there are also times in which we just need to hunker down and make it happen. And don't live off of the fact that something could have prevented you from being your best. Just go give your best. Because in spite of a stage 3 or stage 4 colon cancer diagnosis, this brother put the best product available, the best product possible out for us to consume. And to that, We say kudos, brother. And so, I hope we all just take that in mind and are mindful of personal accountability in regards to our actions. I mean, again, we all need help at times. There are things that we need to speak on. There are things that we need to put out there so that we can get the help needed and or necessary. But even with all of that going on, even with all the help and all the stuff that's out there, we still need to perform. And we also don't need to put excuses out there, reasons why we can't perform. Because you know what? This brother showed that it's possible. Even in the most dire of circumstances, it's possible to be your best, to do your best. And honestly, that's not an option. I believe that should be our responsibility. All right? So fellas, go out and be your best, man. No excuses anymore. Live in the moment, because the moment will determine what happens in the future. And the moment that we have is right now. So what are you going to do right now? Again, this is Black Fathers Now. Take this wisdom, take this insight, take this understanding, apply it to your life right now, and go live your best life. Everybody, the community, your family, your kids, your spouse, they're all depending on it. And guess what? You're capable, in spite of whatever circumstances or situations you're dealing with. All right. Well, fellas, man, as always, make sure to subscribe to Black Fathers Now on your favorite podcast listening app. Please leave ratings. Please share these episodes out, as the goal is to really help somebody. And yeah, just share these things out, man. And until next time, fellas, ladies listening too, y'all be blessed, well, and wise. And I'll holler at you. Peace.